Hey, what's up? It's Will here from Flow Candy. Today I'm going to go over our Black Friday, Cyber Monday CRO checklist. This is a checklist we share with our clients internally to run sort of Black Friday A/B tests or what they can do to optimize their landing pages for Black Friday. This is a big part of Black Friday is making sure you have the right landing pages. From my experience, there's sort of a couple levers you can pull with Black Friday. One is the offer itself. Two is like the email calendar, the segmentation. But a big part of it too is like the landing pages and what you can do to optimize those landing pages for Black Friday. So I'm gonna go through our example. I have about like 80 tips here. What do we got? Yeah, 80 exactly, pretty much on what you can do to optimize it. I'm gonna have bring up some examples too, because sometimes it's not very clear necessarily, or you might be confused what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give up some real examples from like real stores to sort of like talk more about what I'm talking about here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just like general Black Friday, Cyber Monday tips, general conversion rate tips. So from my experience, like countdown timers absolutely work. They work in email. They work on the landing pages. They work in the checkout. They work in the cart. You can deploy these all over your customer journey. Now, the thing is, a lot of people abuse this in my experience. They'll have a countdown timer in the email, then they'll have it on the landing page, and it's totally different. So it's like fake scarcity. You want the scarcity to be real. You don't want to seem like too promotionary, but from my experience, like typically when we deploy these, they work really well. Also, what works really well is like displaying messaging on product pages and stuff like that, like get it before Christmas. Also, like another thing we like try to focus on is like the hierarchy of the text on product pages, collection pages. Here's an example. It's very clear, like this is the H1 or the H2. This is the paragraph text and stuff like that. So really make sure your hierarchy is good, and it looks good on mobile too. This is what a lot of people forget to think about. Like, what does it look like on mobile? Quick pro tip is you can always right click and press inspect, and you can get mobile views. But the reality is when you go and look into analytics for a lot of these stores that I've worked with, almost 80% of their traffic is coming from mobile. Yet their team, everybody is working on desktop and they design things for desktop, but forget that, most of their customers are shopping on mobile. So that's really, really key. Another thing I always tell people is you really want to make sure the color contrast is good across Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The best brands I've seen is they have, their regular store, then they have contrasting colors for Black Friday. Normally it's like black or red or something like that. And then even moving into Cyber Monday, they switch it up too. Last year, one of our clients, it's black and red or sort of Christmas theme for Black Friday. Then Cyber Monday had this sort of neon feel. So I found that typically improves conversion rates. Another thing that a lot of stores need to be running is the page load speed. So there's a variety of apps that can do this. Just Google like page load speed, speed test, page speed test, something like that. Because you spend a lot of time designing these amazing looking landing pages like this one right here, this product page. But then it's just too buggy. There's too much going on. So you want it to be designed really well, but you also want it to load fast. That's really, really key too. All right. So those are some sort of pro tips on just general. I'm going to move through some different things. So like product images, I really like to really spend some time on these product images and make sure they're good. First off, I always want these images to be you need to have multiple images. That's sort of in these little caret arrows need to work. They need to go through different, it obviously depends on the product, but they need to go through different sort of selling points. So you need to have a clean product shot, and this is in a health and wellness space. So talking about ingredients is really important. As you can see, social proof here is really good. Let's move into like something like apparel. Like I'll go through figs. Um, you know, I really like the hover. Like you can click on this and zoom in and hover. I also like different lifestyle shots. As you can see, very clear with them. I even like the videos, the GIFs, whatever it is, like some sort of motion, multiple colors. I also prefer like when you select that color. This one's not working. Maybe it takes a while. When you select that color, all the images change. Um, so that's really key too. So really important about the swatches and the colors and the product images. You really need to make sure everything toggles as like the customer goes through that journey. Another great brand. This is True Classic Tees. You can see like the zoom in, the hover. When you, this is more of a pack, but when you switch colors, like when you switch the pack, like for example, this is all black, like all of the images are going to show all black. And they're really a great example. It's easy to toggle everything you can zoom in on. So images are important. I've known this too. Like when I used to sell on Amazon, there was a huge difference in conversion rate between when you couldn't zoom on an image and you could. It was wild. So little things like this can go a long way. So spend some time making sure your images can hover. When you toggle through, like it makes sense. Like, okay, if I'm on the black image, or if I toggle to the black SKU or the black variant, like the images are going to change on the site. Really important. Another one is sort of, that I like to do is adding in press or social proof. Let's see, I did find an example of that. Yeah, so here's a good one like this mattress company, Lisa. Like a lot of social proof is used in the actual images. And as you can see, I think that's their image number 1. Yeah. And then they'll have more social proof. So this works a lot too, adding this. If you don't know what to do, you can kind of mix it too. You can have a lifestyle shot, I guess, right here with social proof, multiple types of social proof, like a badge here, but also sort of like a testimonial. So this stuff works really, really well if you're looking for new ideas. Also, they have this wire cutter social proof. So they're really putting that prominently on their product pages. And again, I like to always have at least more than 5 images. And again, as with anything, check what they look like on mobile. What happens to the customer experience or the image experience when I'm on mobile? Let's go back and look at True Classic. What happens when I go to a mobile view? Looks very easy to toggle. I think I screwed this up. So yeah, always check that too. All right, let's move into, so we talked about sort of general, we talked about product images. I want to get into the call to actions because that's really important too. When I mean the call to actions, I mean like the buy box where people actually take action on like a product page or something like that. So, I think that this, there's a lot of different things you can do. I'm not saying you have to do all of this sort of stuff, but one thing I really like to do with this is I want to give as much. I want to basically have it so that like every objection is sort of met without ruining the conversion, seeming like overly spammy or confusing the customer. And I think this is a great little product page here because it says like 10,000 bought, in the past month. So it's like showing some more social proof. It has the testimonials up here, which you click on, it goes down to the real testimonials. It even has like a video you can watch where it'll scroll down to UGC. It has the nutritional facts, which is like, typically people that are into health, they're going to want to look at the ingredients. They're going to want to look at, okay, well, like how much protein does this have and stuff like that. It's also really easy to toggle between subscribe and save and one-time purchase. Really easy to toggle between sizes, bag size, and different sort of variants around flavor. This is a health example, but it could depend. And then it has the badges on how you can check out. It's a very clearly contrasting color when you press add to cart. So all of this is put in here, different ways to really optimize the call to action page. This is just one example. Perfect Keto is another one. Here, one thing I like about what they're doing is, not everybody is a subscription customer. So they're sort of upselling a little bit, although it's automatically selected at subscribe and save. But yeah, it's very, very good. As you can see, they also have some shipping details here, which I like. If you're in health and wellness, like these tests, again, like what are the objections? What are the objections that anyone has to buying your product, and how can we put that in a nicely organized way to sort of bust those objections in the add to cart or in the buy box? They're even cross selling and stuff like that. So those are some examples. Let's go through some social proof. So obviously, having reviews below the fold is really, really important. Reviews below and above the fold. Let me go back to vanilla. Having the reviews actually be of the product. So what I liked about this one is it's toggling between the SKUs. So like when you click on the reviews of the cinnamon roll, you're getting actual reviews, I believe, of the cinnamon roll. See, they might not have enough here. But when I click on, vanilla milkshake, for example, I'm actually getting, let's see. Okay, maybe not. Okay. But I am getting like some reviews, and yeah, it's just a general protein. Okay. I do like that. They do that on Amazon. That's a real good hack. But really, this one, they do a great job because, again, it's got the reviews, they got the testimonial, and they got the bought 10,000 times. So this is like great way to add in social proof. If you have celebrities or influencers that are involved, that's great too. Like all these Kardashian brands really lean on that. I talked about the UGC slider. I really like these. These things have been working well. Just like user generated content. Great way to sort of display video and get reviews from people. Also, I'm a big fan of FAQs. See if I can find, especially for products that have higher or a higher average order value. As you can see, they have that here because typically these types of product pages, where we're talking about a $1,600 transaction, it's not something you make overnight. It's not an impulse buy. You tend to come back to it. They're probably comparing it to other mattresses. So, you want to make sure all questions are answered and remove any friction there around why someone would want to purchase this. So that's a little bit about that. I went through some AOV and LTV options a little bit, having subscribe and save plans, toggling them to automatically toggling them to subscribe and save, having bundles like the Perfect Keto one, including like subscription terminology too. Like, cause again, not everybody wants to get on a subscription, or people are really hesitant. to get on a subscription. So as they move through the product page, the cart, into the checkout, adding terminology like you can cancel anytime, you can swap, you can pause your subscription. There's a lot of tools that do this now. So that sort of messaging works really well. Adding, like when they select something, like adding a pop-up that comes up, sometimes that can kill conversion rates. But I've seen it where if you click that, the upsell, a little pop-up to add more on can work. Yeah, and just keep displaying like upsells, cross sells below the fold. Perfect Keto. That's what they're doing here. So yeah, there's will give you some ideas on that. Cart optimization. So a lot of different things you can do in the cart. Let's just now with these slide out carts, you see a lot of people doing this now, but this is time and time again works really, really well. Like your X amount of dollars from free shipping, or even countdown timers. Being able to cross sell and upsell in the cart, I've seen work really well. Again, adding this like guarantee, the payment options, like building trust in the cart to ensure they move into the checkout. I've seen work over and over and over again. So that's really, really important. I've seen people add, testimonials and stuff like that. I've seen people put, 100% encrypted. I've seen people, again, put the return policy. I've seen people put countdown timers in cards, countdown timers in the checkout. It works if the scarcity is real. A lot of people are used to it now. So, if it's fake scarcity, it doesn't work so well. Adding cart urgency, like 12 people have this in their cart, specifically if you're a product that, or you're a brand that tends to run out of stock. I've seen that really work well. Moving into the checkout, a couple different things that I've seen work well, especially moving into the holidays, like upgrades, especially right here, like upgrades here around free shipping, faster shipping, gift wrapping, engraving, if you offer that, any sort of like special add-on, cross-selling, shipping protection. Again, the trust, adding more trust in the checkout almost always works. If you're on Shopify, I tell brands to test the one-page checkout. Sometimes the pagination or whatever you call it works better, but I've seen it work, a lot of times. Adding the Google autocomplete, where, as you write your address, it automatically fills your address in, works really, really well. Shop Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, having these like quick payment options really reduces the friction and ensures faster checkout times. Again, check mobile, check desktop, make sure the buttons contrast a little bit. These are my experiences or my tips on really optimizing checkout pages. Now, a lot of people on Black Friday, they will be selling on category pages. So they might have like a giant collection page they're sending traffic to. So I just wanted to give you some tips there. So typically with these category pages, collection pages, I like to theme them. So it's like a special Black Friday themed page. I see a lot of brands do like the holiday shop, for example. And this is sort of a living, breathing page, as you move through Cyber Week and into December. Typically what I have seen work well is putting bestsellers, putting bundles up there, high AOV products, but also allowing people to get lower AOV products if they're just looking for quick gifts, like under $50. Really going through your filtering, the filtering tools. Like I'll give you an example. Let me see if I can get to, like, this is a collection page here, I think. Like getting through the toggling and the filtering, making it really easy to toggle between different colors, styles, SKUs, really, really helps. Adding the hover and zoom effect on product images on the collection page helps. Highlighting shipping times, just any information you can put that can move people to a product page, FAQs, adding more products in, like reducing the friction where people don't have to go there and toggle to like 15 or 20. It just shows all the products. Adding exit intents too, like when someone drags their cursor out of the email or out of the browser, it'll give them some sort of special offer potentially. All of this works on the category pages. So my experience is to really optimize those too, and has been that a lot of brands will point to like some sort of special holiday collection page. All right, so that's basically it. That is my BFCM CRO checklist. This is what we share with our clients. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get value out of it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, connect me on LinkedIn, just will@flowcandy.com. And we're sharing checklists almost every week. We share all of our tools, all of our processes, all of our systems. So look out for some new stuff coming soon, and I hope this helps you. Thanks again for watching.